Here's our stock in focus, and we're looking at Allegheny Group here. I think this is an important one to kind of look at from the longer term standpoint, as most of them are, of a stock that's really was made some huge highs, back in the past near 420 before the market really came in during the banking collapse. And then you see, an attempt, and a very valid one, a pretty decent attempt back to the prior highs. Now, I think what's important to see here is that, of course, the decline was rather rapid, and we know that that was the case. But you could see this has been over many years here that it's tried to recover. We have the 1, 2, 3, almost 3.5 years here of prices kind of running higher here. But what you get is you get your first move into 2011, and then you see your first high. And then what you see is just really prices running sideways for the most part. Yeah, you saw a slight break of the prior swing highs, and I guess we could get all optimistic about that. But sometimes people get to, they can look at this case and say, okay, well, maybe there's a head and shoulders pattern, kind of a strange one, but a head and shoulders pattern right here. Maybe that's going to be very bullish. Maybe, but I think as you start to look at this, from the standpoint of understanding what you were from the past and what you are going now here, is that this was during the best opportunities, best overall economic picture. People were talking about how horrible it was, but it was really a very big boom in the overall market. So it's always important to kind of look at that. I look at that as a very important, significant point. Most people just don't even, I don't see a lot of people even talking about it when they do their analysis. I think it's very crucial, because if you're going to see any real extremes, you see it at the low of that, and you say, okay, well, that's an area where we got to really kind of watch. And then here's your all-time high during the best conditions, and then we see this kind of recovery here. Well, you see the 50% retracement right there. It hits that, and it starts to come back, and then you see it test it, and you could see that this has got some very valid consideration, because prices kind of just really hold that for a very long time, almost a year. Then you see it break out.